We are grateful to say Happy New Year to you, ma'am and sir, boy and girl, consultant, coach E, mentor, mentee, all of these things. Just keep it on you. I want to keep it on you. Keep because I got that one on you and I got that one on you.
Good.
I got that one on us.
Oh, then we're good.
Y'all, we are so good. It is the second Tuesday of the month. That means what? It is the Leadership Lounge with your host, the one and only Don Marie Morris. Don Marie, how are you doing, beloved?
I am wonderful, wonderful, Dr. C. Thank you so much for having me. Yes.
Thank
Happy
you,
New Year.
man. Thank
Happy
you
New Year.
for being a guest. I mean,
Absolutely.
when we think about all the things that you do, Agape, I want everybody to see your shirt.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
they need to see it. And let them see it on your screen.
Yes.
Amen. And then let them see it on those screens.
Yes.
Agape. We know what agape stands for, but I hear through the grapevine that you have released another book.
Yes, I have. I'm excited about that. Yes, yes.
Before we even get into that book,
Yes.
and I'm gonna be honest, y'all, I haven't gotten it, so I can't get into much of it. So please forgive me. Listening audience, call in 615-242-7760. What does it take to write a book?
That's a really great question. That's a great place to start. And he will be getting the book, audience.
Of course.
Just so you know, he's just so busy, but it's happening. So what it takes to write a book is first a vision. I did a little reel yesterday about you have to really think about what you want to deliver to your readers as a first step. And so you want it, yes.
Number one, what do we develop?
What do you want to deliver
to our readers?
Your readers.
Gotcha,
exactly.
Gotcha.
What do you want to deliver to your readers? And when I say that, there are 4 core areas that I think about.
Okay.
So do you want it to be motivational, entertaining,
Okay.
informative,
Okay.
or educational? And what I shared was the difference between informative and educational is informative is more biographical.
Okay.
I'm sharing my story with
Okay.
others so that they can understand more about me. When we get into educational,
Okay.
it's more of a teach or a train.
Okay.
And so when I thought about what I wanted to deliver in this book, it was a combination of motivational and educational. So I wanted to inspire as well as help leaders to learn more about what it means to be intentional, and then as a leader, and then through my intentional leadership model. And then the other piece is, of course, what does it mean to be an agape leader or selfless, sacrificial?
That puts a twist on it.
Puts a twist on it.
Because the word agape, of course, we understand its origins or its etymological root. We'll say that.
Yes.
We're talking to someone who is trained, y'all, in head and heart.
Yes.
From the HU.
Yes.
Can I say it that way?
DH, please. That's the only way.
DHU.
Some others may think, differently, but
what? There's no other way to think.
There is no other way.
Any other thought process is blasphemous. DHU.
DHU.
Yes. There's only one, right?
There is only one.
All right.
We're not going to
get into this debate.
We're not going to do that. We won't.
There is a school.
There is a school. There is a school.
Right.
And yes, it is
HU.
Yes.
Bison. You are a bison.
I am a bison.
Love it.
Yes.
Bison bread. Ah! Bison bread.
Yeah.
So y'all already know
yeah.
Howard University is in the house,
Absolutely.
y'all. Come on.
Yeah.
Which have a machine. So we already know she's intelligent. She talked about motivation and giving information, education, and entertaining.
Yes.
But Coach Don is so many other things other than beautiful, other than self-serving leader.
Yes.
You have a coaching program, mentoring, coaching leaders. You have a lot going on. So we got to get that into the listening audience. Where can they locate you if they haven't ever found you in social media?
They should run.
Run.
Run to the World Class Training site,
Right.
which is worldclasstraining.net.
Worldclasstraining.net.
Worldclasstraining.net. Yes. Or you can, of course, find me on social media. If you just put in the World Class Training Institute on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, you may find me. You will find me. And then, of course, Dawn Marie Morris. Tap into me there as well. I am Dawn.Marie actually on Instagram.
Because you done some
Instagram
things.
Yes, exactly.
Dance It Off Shy.
Really Dance It Off Shy is for the dance fitness side, but I really wanted to target the motivation educational pieces through, as a personal part outside of the World Class Training Institute through I am.Dawn.Marie on Instagram.
So all of that, y'all. Now, YouTube, we can find you on YouTube at where?
The World Class Training Institute.
Okay,
yes.
See?
Yes.
YouTube, Instagram, Facebook is it a personal or a business?
Go to my business page, the World Class Training Institute.
There we go.
Yes, my closer friends.
Okay. Okay. Now, the book.
Yes.
The shirt, the brand.
Yes.
The book, the shirt, the brand, the business. What is the book, the shirt, the brand, the business? Anything else? All of that. Talk to me about what inspired this new book. Hold on, I'm sorry. The last book, What Would the Rock Do?
Yes.
Now we have this book.
Yes.
So first, I as a reader, you like this leadership thing.
Leadership is what I do. I mean, I got my feet wet in corporate America in the leadership development training space and absolutely loved it. I've been a facilitator for almost 20 years, and then when I got into leadership development training in particular, that's where I really found my sweet spot. And so through the World Class Training Institute, I'm able to expand my reach to the world, hopefully, through leadership development. And so when I thought about this current book, Unpacking Agape, as a leader also, I've been a leader in the training and development space, I just really recognize that when leaders become leaders, they have to understand that they have to get out of the way of themselves and be in full service to others in order to recognize success.
Pause. I just need to unpack that. Get out of the way of themselves.
Yes.
I'm reading a book now, The Power-Based Life.
Okay.
And I was actually teaching a leadership class last night. And it talked about leaders getting above accountability. And then you come back to talk about getting out of the way of themselves. But as a leader, the instinct and the drive that I have,
Yes.
sometimes I think first, then feel second, or feel first and think second, that I have to have my hands on so many things. And it's hard for me to suppress that as a leader.
Interesting.
Very, very difficult.
Yes.
So you say, get out of the way? What do you mean by me getting out of the way? Because maybe that's the problem with a lot of leaders.
Yes. Right.
They get in their own way.
They get in their own way. And I believe it was Steve Jobs who even said that, our role as leaders is to not know all the answers, but hire hire people who know the answers and then allow them to share what they know. And I'm, of course, paraphrasing his exact quote. But the more we're able to have the right people in our space and allow them to do the work, then as leaders, we have a better opportunity to support the work that they are doing. And that is the role of a servant leader. Provide them with the resources that they need to get the work done.
Resources?
Yes.
Resources.
That's human and capital. Yes.
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 Human and, because the human resource may just be, you know, Dr. C, I need an ear to find out what you think about whatever it is I like to get done. And that's a resource. So it's not always financial, but sometimes it is the capital resources to get the things that your team needs in order to do their jobs well. So you have to figure out where that is. But at the end of the day, great leadership is about being able to serve others well.
Finding the resources. So help me develop this team of people, or the capital.
Yes.
What resources should I be looking for in my leadership moving forward to being more agape driven? From your understanding and perspective, let me say that.
Yes, and so without giving away the whole book, I have
Oh,
seven.
no, we're not doing that. First of all, get the book.
Well,
Get
yes,
the book,
get the
everybody.
book. Absolutely, get the book. Yes, but I'll share just a couple. So there's 7 languages of intentional leadership, and when we look at seven languages, yes.
All right.
And when we look at language, as I share in the book, language is best spoken by behavior and not by words.
Wow.
Because if we look
Slow
at
down. You know, I can tell you all the time, slow down. Because when we get caught up,
yes,
you keep going, and you think it's us. There's an audience listening. Did y'all get that listening audience?
Yes, that is true.
Language is spoken by behavior.
Best spoken by behavior, not through words. In fact, there's something called the communication pie, which says that words only account for 7% of our overall communication.
Language is spoken best by behavior.
That's correct, exactly.
I love that. Oh, yeah.
And so when we talk about the 7 languages of intentional leadership, it's speaking about the behaviors that connote intentional leadership. And so one, for instance, is being an ambassador of forgiveness. And so
that's one of the languages.
That's one of the languages, exactly. And so while we say,
why did you start with that? That's the word. I gotta forgive.
You have to forgive, and it's not just me saying, hey, I forgive you, but then when you have a performance review, I'm remembering that and I'm holding you hostage to what you might have done 6 months ago.
That's the way I feel.
That's correct.
I like that. Did you hear what you said?
Yes.
Sometimes, I'm going to be messy now. Sometimes women hold us hostage. Because of something we've done previously.
Yes, yes.
But as a leader.
As a leader.
Yeah, just, we just being facetious. Yeah. We hold people hostage sometimes.
We hold people hostage, exactly. And so that's why we say it's a behavior, because if you behave in the manner that you've forgiven me, you're now no longer holding me hostage to what I did wrong. You're showing that we move forward by not bringing it up again and by allowing me the space to make the adjustment that I need to make in order to be better.
Who adjusts first, the leader or the follower?
Well,
the leader. I don't know. It's got to happen with me first, though.
It does have to happen with you. I mean, the person who has done the wrong deed, of course, they have to make their adjustment. But in terms of creating an atmosphere that supports corporate culture in a positive way, the leader needs to go first.
Support corporate culture. Did you hear what you just said?
I did. I did.
What did you hear when you said support corporate?
Undergird.
Okay, is that what you heard?
Yeah,
I'm just asking what you heard. Did you? Don is so funny, y'all. We have so much fun in the studio. I wish y'all could see it. Like we're just really clowning. Oh, pause.
Yes.
Commercial break. LinkedIn. Okay. We didn't talk about no LinkedIn.
We did not talk about LinkedIn. No, but we did. Yes.
So how are we going to support you on LinkedIn?
So LinkedIn is the World Class Training Institute as well, or Dorma Remorse. I tend to post content that's relevant to leadership and how we should behave on both of those. The World Class Training Institute page as well as Dorma Remorse. Yes. Thank you for that.
Support
Corporate
corporate
culture.
culture.
Enterprise.
SEC.
Yes.
I won't never forget that because I'm gonna tell you how I'm gonna make this connection. And then you know me, when back where I'm from, the little smaller town, when they first organized sports, it was called the SEC conference.
Oh, right.
So
Yes.
support corporate culture. I'll never forget that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes, that makes, yes,
And then
got
it
it,
became-
yes,
right.
yes.
So as a leader, I'm gonna throw something out at you. I'm not being
Sure.
I don't ever want to become the devil's advocate. And I tell people in the church, stop saying that.
Right. That's true.
Stop saying I'm gonna be the devil's advocate. Yeah.
Right,
Don't
no.
stop.
That's-
Don't use that.
Yeah, right, that's true.
Don't even give him that foothold.
That's
That
true.
language.
Don't even. Mm-mm.
Language is spoken best by behavior. Supporting corporate culture.
Right.
When there's a vision, and then there's a leader, and that leader possibly is a good person, but he or she does not support the corporate culture by language, what tends to need to happen to make this a positive relationship and not walk away too wounded? Or is it
On the
on
employee side?
everything, the culture itself? Because you can have a great person.
Yes,
I'm gonna use a biblical. This is Bible.
okay,
615-242-7760. You can call in. I think Saul was a good. He had the characteristics of a good leader. Not
Yes.
Paul Saul, but Saul.
got you, right, yeah,
But the vision for Israel,
off,
that it was never a good harmonious fit.
right.
What needs to happen? What intentionality does a leader and the people and the culture? What do we need to do sometimes when we realize we got a great person and we got great people, but then the culture is not being supported
We have
with the
to,
intentionality?
we have to get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Meaning,
We have to sit down and have conversations around where there's misalignment and figure out the
where there's what?
misalignment.
Did you hear what you just said?
Yes.
What did you hear?
We off. You thinking
Yeah.
one thing, I'm thinking something else. The visions are not aligned. As a result, our
Mhm.
steps are not aligned,
Mhm.
and the end result can never get there. If we had driven here today and we're planning to come to this location, but all of the steps that we take are taking us south, are we ever gonna get here? It's
We're
not
going in
gonna-
a good direction,
We're going in a good
but
direction,
not the right one.
but it's not the right one. That's right.
So supporting culture
Yes,
with intentionality.
with intentionality.
Because
And- yeah.
because as a leader, sometimes I walk in a room
Yes,
or I walk into an organization, especially a church,
right,
with an idea
right.
of leadership that the people might not have.
Interesting. Yes.
Look at you, interesting. She said, interesting.
Interesting. Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Is that interesting?
That is very interesting. Yes.
What makes it interesting to you? Even hearing me say it, I'm being transparent. I'm like Jesus. I'm showing you my scars.
It's interesting because I know, just as a leader, I have had times when I'm excited about something and think, oh my goodness, everyone is going to be on board with this, and the feedback is the opposite. And so what do we do? What do we do?
What do we do when the feedback is not as
It's not as positive as we may have intended, and that's, I believe, what you're saying, correct? Or the people are thinking differently than what you're thinking. Is that correct?
Right.
Yeah,
That happens though.
that happens, right?
In relationships.
Yes, it does. Exactly.
And communication can be very difficult
Yes,
at times.
it can be. Exactly. Yes.
You like butter pecan?
Yes.
I like bluebell.
Right.
And I want chocolate.
Yes.
And they really don't mix.
And they really don't mix.
Might be in the same family color or coating or whatever, but sometimes it doesn't mix.
It does not. Right.
Our
Exactly.
palates are different.
Yes.
I like something crazy. I have a very extreme palate, and I want something wild. And you like, no. So when you have those situations, and you talk about supporting, what was that word? SEC, right?
Right. Supporting corporate culture in a positive way. The first thing you have to do, though.
That's tough, though, Don. You know, it's really uncomfortable. Because let me say this, and we got time. Ron is running a little bit late.
Okay.
He came on late.
Okay.
We're still big. Here he comes.
Okay.
I don't want to change. I want to lead.
I want to lead. I don't want to change. If you want to lead and you don't want to change, you're in the wrong business.
But I want to lead. I don't want to change. Can I say it like this? I want to change you, but not me.
Do you want to lead or do you want to dictate? Because
that's not leadership.
There's a difference.
It's dictate. Is me being dictatorial is not leadership?
That is good.
It's a style of leadership.
It's not agape leadership.
It's just not agape. It's not servant leadership.
It's not servant leadership. Exactly. Right.
So there's a possibility that several of us who have inherited leadership positions have a dictatorial mindset.
That's true.
And we want to, heard an old preacher tell me, you lead sheep, but you drive cattle.
Oh, that's it. Yes.
And leading sheep means you're in front of them, but driving cattle means you're behind.
Right. Yeah. And what happens when you stop pushing them?
What happens to you, though, by being on the wrong end of your leadership?
Exactly. Right.
What happens? What happens?
Nothing. Nothing good.
Right. What you think is happening is not happening.
Exactly. And that's why I wanted to just, if you could paint that visual of driving cattle, you're pushing them forward and they're moving because you're pushing them. But the moment you take your hands away, movement stops. Where when you're leading them, you can be walking and they're going to be coming with you because they want to follow. And that's what you really want when you are being an intentional leader. You want them to follow you. You don't want to have to, because that's how leaders say they're exhausted. Because why are you exhausted? Because you're pushing too hard.
You're not leading, you're pushing.
You're pushing.
Not leading.
Exactly.
All right, y'all, our time is up. Talk to us, Don. Where can we get your book? Where can we do it?
worldclasstraining.net/agape. AGAP as in Peter E.
LinkedIn. YouTube.
Yes.
Facebook. Instagram.
Yes.
We didn't even talk about if you need to be worked out. This lady, this woman of God, I'm talking about, is amazing. She likes to work out. She likes to dance. She likes to. You skate? Do you skate?
I do not skate.
You don't skate? You forgot how to roller skate?
I never really learned well.
Oh,
I know a little bit, but yeah, not enough to claim myself
as a skater.
No, that did not.
Well, that didn't hit you.
That didn't hit me.
But if I want to be
exercise
my body,
yes.
How do I find you?
Hit me as well. Worldclasstraining.net, and then that would be /fitness. So
we got fitness.
We have fitness. We have, but it's all training. It's all helping to maximize your greatest asset, which is human capital. If we're not well,
we're not well.
We're not well.
If we're not well, we're not well. Period.
That's right.
That's good. Let me say, Ron is still getting done.
Okay.
The picture is painted. You talked about, and for those who are getting this, and we'll get it. The shepherd leads the sheep.
Yes.
Therefore, the dust and the debris are behind it.
Yes. Like that.
The cowboy drives the sheep. Therefore, the dust and the debris is in front of it.
Oh, I like that. Yes.
That just blessed me.
That blessed me too. That's it.
Maybe if we could just get a portrait of our leadership and see what side the dust is on.
Oh, that's good.
Just to see what side the dust is on.
Just to see what side the dust is on.
Yeah.
What side the dust is on. Yeah.
That will give me all the data that I need
Yes.
to tell me if I'm leading
Yes,
or pushing.
that's right, exactly.
Both of them are momentum driven.
Right,
But if my front side is dusty
right, yep,
and foggy,
right,
I'm pushing.
right,
If my backside, I'm leading.
that's right.
And it's best everything happens on my backside
That's right,
rather than in
exactly.
front of me.
That's right, yeah. Ooh, yeah, that's good stuff.
So agape leadership is going to help transition me from pushing to leading
Exactly.
through servant
Your
leadership.
servant leadership, yeah. Which servant leadership, I do touch on that in the book as well, because of the person who brought that to life. So you have to check that out to read a little bit about the servant leadership, yeah. Which is closely aligned, but there are some differentiators that you'll be able to see. Yes.
Wow. Well, folks, look, we out of time. We
Oh,
got
I
to
do
get
wanna
the
say
book.
one
Go
thing.
and say what you
I
got
forgot
to
to say this part too, that at the end of the book, I have also created a little quiz that you'll be able to get to determine what your most organic agape leadership language is. And so that's just an added piece that I'm excited to share with everybody. So if you want to figure out, hey, I'm an ambassador of forgiveness and my team leader of temperance, you'll be able to see that, or one of the other 7 languages, you'll be able to find out for yourself.
Find out. All right. Agape Leadership,
Yes.
Diamond Bree Morris World Class Training Institute. We're glad to have it. It's been the Yolanda and Cornelius show.
Thank you for having me.
Great show.
How are you today? How are you?
Great, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. I need to get up.
Stay right